For years, Martell played the role of the charming businessman, the polished father figure, and the unpredictable reality TV star whose personal drama always kept audiences glued to their screens. But now, his latest headline doesn't have anything to do with red carpets, Instagram lives, or reality TV cameras. Instead, it's about him standing before a judge, being called out for domestic violence, and, according to reports, even being caught by the FBI while trying to escape from a crime scene. This isn't entertainment anymore. This is real life, and the stakes are higher than ever. To understand how we got here, we have to rewind the tape. Martell Holt first burst into the spotlight as one of the breakout stars of Love and Marriage Huntsville. From the start, he knew how to make an entrance. Whether it was his crisp suits, his smooth delivery, or the way he carried himself as a confident businessman and father, Martell looked like he had it all. He was smart, business savvy, and comfortable in front of the camera. That natural charisma made him magnetic to audiences. He knew how to sell an image, and for a while, that image worked perfectly. Fans saw him as a polished figure who balanced the pressures of entrepreneurship, family life, and the roller coaster drama that reality TV thrives on. He was flawed, yes, but he was watchable. And in the entertainment industry, watchability is currency. But behind that shine, there were cracks that couldn't be edited out in post-production. Even before the court cases, fans of the show had seen glimpses of Martell's temper. His sharp words during arguments, his refusal to back down, and his habit of deflecting blame weren't just scripted drama. They were signs of a deeper pattern. Interviews, social media rants, and cryptic posts hinted at a man who wasn't always in control of his emotions. And as much as producers love drama, the line between on-screen controversy and real-life consequences is razor thin. That line eventually shattered when allegations of domestic violence surfaced, claims that weren't storylines, but real accusations filed in real courts, supported by testimony and evidence that could no longer be brushed off as reality TV drama. The first trial was already devastating. Martell wasn't just facing whispers online, he was facing the weight of the legal system. Multiple witnesses came forward, the testimony painted a damning picture, and the verdict was clear. Martell was guilty. The ruling didn't just hurt his brand, it struck at the very core of the persona he had built. Reality TV might thrive on chaos, but this wasn't chaos for entertainment, it was accountability. The judge made it clear, this wasn't about misunderstandings or tabloid spin, it was about patterns of violence and the need for responsibility. The court's decision stripped away the performance and revealed something much darker. But Martell being Martell, he wasn't about to accept defeat. Within weeks of the guilty verdict, his legal team filed an appeal. To him, this was supposed to be his comeback moment, the scene where he cleared his name, reclaimed the narrative, and walked out of the courtroom as a man vindicated. The appeal was built on technicalities, arguments that the trial had been mishandled, claims that evidence wasn't presented properly, accusations that the judge made procedural errors, and suggestions that witnesses weren't credible. It was a high-risk strategy because appeals aren't about proving innocence. They're about proving mistakes in the legal process, and that's a high bar for anyone. For Martell, it was the last card he had left to play. Unfortunately for him, the plan collapsed. Not only did the appellate court reject his claims, they dismantled them. In their ruling, they emphasized that the original trial had been fair, that the evidence had been strong, and that the witnesses had been consistent and credible. Worse still, the court noted Martell's behavior throughout the process, his dismissive tone, his lack of remorse, and his habit of deflecting blame, and they used it against him. Judges may be bound by the law, but they are also people. And Martell's public persona, the bravado he clung to, didn't work in his favor. Instead of seeing a man fighting for justice, they saw someone trying to escape responsibility. And when you combine a guilty verdict with arrogance, the court of public opinion becomes even harsher. Now, add to that the shocking twist that Martell allegedly tried to flee a crime scene and was caught by the FBI. That detail changed everything. It turned him from a controversial reality star into a headline that sounded ripped straight out of a crime drama. Escaping a crime scene isn't just desperation, it's an admission, a move that screams guilt, and when federal authorities get involved, it signals that the situation is way bigger than just a messy reality TV scandal. The image of Martell Holt being pursued, cornered, and caught by the FBI is the exact opposite of the polished and composed man who once strutted into red carpet events. It's the fall of an empire in real time, and it's a spectacle that fans and critics alike can't look away from. The fallout didn't stop in the courtroom. Martell's empire was built on visibility. He wasn't just a TV personality, he was a brand. He launched businesses, promoted products, built partnerships, and positioned himself as a lifestyle figure. Fans didn't just watch him, they bought into him. From real estate ventures to wine brands, from fitness projects to public appearances, Martell turned his name into a business machine. But when your name becomes toxic, everything attached to it starts to crumble. Quietly at first, partners began pulling back. Promotional materials were scrubbed, endorsements shelved, and meetings canceled. No brand wants to be tied to a man trending for domestic violence and federal investigations. What was once valuable publicity became radioactive. Reality TV producers, the very people who once relied on Martell for ratings, are now facing tough decisions. Drama drives viewership, but scandal at this level can kill a show's reputation. Networks don't want to be accused of platforming abusers. And with Martell's legal record now public, the risk is too great. Behind the scenes, producers are reportedly minimizing his screen time, editing him out of episodes, and shifting focus to other cast members. The man who once carried storylines is being erased from the narrative. And in an industry where visibility is everything, invisibility is the harshest punishment. Meanwhile, Martell's personal life has taken an even deeper hit. He is a father, and his children are now old enough to understand the headlines swirling around his name. They see the comments, they hear the whispers, and they feel the shift in how people react to their family. No matter how much Martell might want to shield them, the reality is unavoidable. The legal decisions don't just impact him, they shape custody battles, co-parenting dynamics, and the emotional stability of his household. His former partner now has the leverage of a court ruling, and Martell's bravado won't hold much weight in family court. If he wants to maintain access to his kids, humility and accountability are no longer optional. Financially, the strain is massive. Legal fees from the trial and appeal are already tens of thousands of dollars. And with brand deals drying up, the money isn't flowing in the way it once was. The lavish lifestyle Martell has flaunted on social media, designer suits, luxury cars, expensive nights out, suddenly looks unsustainable. Fame can fund luxury when opportunities are endless, but when your name becomes poison, the money evaporates quickly. If Martell was banking on this appeal to restore his value, that dream has been shattered. Instead of bouncing back, he's sinking deeper, and the walls are closing in fast. And then there's the cultural conversation. Martell Holt is no longer just a reality TV figure, he has become a symbol of accountability, of the consequences of unchecked ego, and of how the entertainment industry handles abuse. Some people see his downfall as a cautionary tale, proof that image can't protect you forever. Others argue it's about time someone like him faced real consequences, pointing out that his behavior on screen had hinted at deeper issues for years. His supporters, however, are still trying to rally. They flood social media with claims that he's a victim of bias, that he's being unfairly targeted, that the justice system is once again trying to tear down a successful black man. But even the most loyal fans are struggling to reconcile their defense with the cold, hard reality of legal documents and court rulings. In the entertainment world, Martell Holt's name is now radioactive. Publicists are warning clients not to associate with him. Podcasts are scrubbing old interviews. Networks are quietly distancing themselves. It's not just about being canceled, it's about being unmarketable. And that's a death sentence for someone whose entire livelihood depended on visibility and brand partnerships. So where does Martell Holt go from here? Can he rebuild? History shows that redemption is possible, but only for those willing to take accountability. And that's where Martell has consistently failed. He has shown no remorse, no humility, and no acknowledgement of the harm he's caused. He continues to act like the same man who could charm his way through any crisis. But this isn't TV anymore. There's no editor to cut around the ugly parts, no producer to spin the story, no co-star to deflect the heat. The only narrative left is reality, and reality has no sympathy. If Martell ever wants a shot at redemption, he has to start from zero. That means taking full responsibility, privately and publicly. It means apologizing not as a PR move, but as a genuine act of accountability. It means rebuilding not as Martell the brand, but as Martell the man, a father, a partner, and a person who can finally put integrity above image. But the clock is ticking. Opportunities are fading. His empire is crumbling, and his children are watching. The fall of Martell Holt isn't just another celebrity scandal. It's a reminder that fame can't protect you forever, that accountability catches up no matter how fast you run, even if the FBI has to chase you down. His story is no longer one of glamour, success, or reality TV drama. It's a story about what happens when image collapses, when truth surfaces, and when the spotlight turns into a searchlight. And now the only question left is whether Martell Holt will finally face that reality, or keep running until there's nowhere left to go.